Namaste, my people. Iman is the name, and you're welcome to the Street Quiz. Is there gravity in Africa?
Yes.
How so?
Because when you throw something, it comes back to you.
Thank you very much.
Do we have gravity in Africa yet?
No.
Why?
I think the governments have to invest in such projects so that we can have people with that knowledge to operate or to bring the gravity to Africa.
So, gravity is basically a force that attracts a body or object to the center of the earth. So if you jump and you come back to the earth, it means you have gravity. So I want you to try it. So do you have gravity in Africa?
Yes.
Exactly. So do we have gravity over here in Africa?
Gravity force. Yes, force of gravity is everywhere. Gravitational force is everywhere.
How so?
All what I know is that force of gravity is everywhere.
So why do you think there is no gravity in Africa yet?
Because there's much of corruption, then nepotism and favoritism in the country. That's why.
Oh my God!
And what again, like?
And also, our leaders are so like they
This grammar now, wow.
they misuse our resources and steal the money that we have in the system.
What are some of the things, or what are some of the measures we need to put in place in order to finally get gravity in Africa, in Ghana, in South Africa, in Kenya, in Zimbabwe, in Uganda? What are some of the things we need to do in order to get gravity?
Law must enact to prosecute lawbreakers.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Why do you think Africa has no gravity yet?
Africa man.
Why do you think so?
The African man no have a sense.
What is that?
The African man no have a sense.
Small boys are young.
With the current situation of our country, do you think we have gravity here?
Yes, gravity is everywhere.
Everywhere? Are you sure?
On Earth.
What is gravity?
Okay, gravity. Let's say when you throw something up, gravity is what makes it come down, but not it doesn't make it stuck in the air. So gravity is what I think will make anything that goes up comes down.
Why don't we have gravity in Africa yet?
Because Ghana, they are evils.
Evil. That's why we don't have gravity. So what are some of the things we need to do in order to get gravity?
They have to stop their Beifonia man. Ritual things.
So that we can finally get gravity, right?
Gravity. Maybe because of the sun.
We rubbish be that.
The sun. And how does that affect?
Maybe the scorching nature. It affects the rate of the gravity.
Oh, please stop that. Hey.
Is there gravity in Africa?
Not really.
Nigga!
And why do you think we don't have gravity in Africa yet?
It is because people keep condemning those who do their best to bring up some innovations and, some things that would help the country and the whole continent as well.
Right on. So what are some of the measures you think we need to put in place in order to finally get gravity here?
Okay, if a person is able to bring out some measures in, enhancing some things, I think people shouldn't condemn them.
Shut up there.
Why do you think there is no gravity in Africa?
The leaders are wicked.
Hey!
Like seriously?
And as for us, we Ghanaians, so we are not serious.
I'm not serious. How so?
We are not hardworking.
Yeah.
We don't like working.
Hey, who are the storyteller? Are you sure?
But yeah, that's what I know. We don't like working at all.
Oh, okay.
So what are some of the things we need to do, or what are some of the measures we need to put in place in order to finally get gravity in Africa, and especially in Ghana?
Well, we have to work hard so that we can get the gravity.
What the hell?
Is there gravity in Africa?
No.
Why is there no gravity in Africa?
There's no gravity in Africa because I think the leaders and then the economy, the African economy is not really ready for such an invention or technology. Maybe someday we will get there, but as of now, we are not there yet.
Why do you think there is no gravity here in Africa?
Because gravity is not on Earth.
Other countries are advancing technologically, they are building stuff on an economic level too. They are also improving. But, it's taking a very long time for us to get gravity here in Africa. So what are some of the things you think we need to put in place in order to get gravity?
It's about to go down.
So many, but what I know is like we should change our living, like how we are letting the environment. We should start to provide like dustbins and other things for us to get to maybe when we are having like rubbish, you can settle it inside there or store it in the dustbin so that our environment won't be dirty.
We can finally get gravity.
Yes.
Why do I think there's no gravity in Africa yet? Africa, we have gravity.
Two plus two is what?
4.
Minus 1?
Minus 1. Minus 1 is 3.
Plus 2?
5.
Times 2?
10.
Okay, so what is 10 divided by half?
It's 10.
No.
5.
No.
What about 10 divided by 2?
5.
The value is the same. So 2 and half have the same value.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
2 plus 2 is what?
4.
Minus 1?
3.
Quick math, right? Easy peasy. So tell me quickly, what is 10 divided by half?
10 divided by half.
I think the mass I'll get 0.5 or it's not 2. If it were to be 2, like I'll get 5, but since it's half, I think it will be a decimal. So 0.
Final answer?
0.5.
It's 5.
5.
What about 10 divided by 2?
5.
So it's the same thing. The value is the same.
1.
5.
What is 2 plus 2 is what?
4.
Minus 1?
3.
Plus 2?
5.
Times 2?
10.
So what is 10 divided by half? Don't disgrace your math teacher. He's watching right now.
Divided by half.
2.
2. Or 10 divided by 2?
16.
16. Okay.
5. It's 20.
What is 3 plus 2? What is 3 plus 2?
5.
5 minus 1 is what?
4.
Times 2?
Times 2. 10. Oh no, 8. Sorry.
So what is 8 plus 2?
8 plus 2 is 10.
What is 10 divided by half?
10 divided by half. It's 5.
Oh, hell no.
2 plus 2 is what?
2 plus 2 is 4.
Minus 1?
Minus 1 is 3.
Plus 2?
Plus 2 is 5.
Okay, so tell me, what is 10 divided by half?
10 divided by half is 9/2.
What? What did you say?
Is 9/2.
10 divided by half. 5.
What about 10 divided by 2?
5.
10 divided by half. No, it's not 20, it's 5.
What is 10 divided by half?
5.
What about 10 divided by 2?
10 divided by 2. Also 5.
What kind of shit is that?